So what's your vibe? A few years now we've been hearing this word, good vibes, bad vibes. What is this vibes? Vibes is the aura that a person puts out, or it's the energetic aura that's around you. It's referred to as a vibration, therefore vibe. So how can we personify a good vibe, a high vibe, a happy vibe? Well, there's several things that we learn through psychology. Is when we greet people, even just passing on the street, a neighbor, a stranger, maybe not all strangers, but most strangers, we can look at them. We can make eye contact. We can greet them. Good morning, good afternoon, how are you? Something like that. One thing to do is smile. And what I found works so well with dealing like people, say maybe you have bought something at the store, maybe you paid a lot of money, but this particular item is not up to par. You have to return this item, and or maybe there's an issue with the landlord or a neighbor, a friend, a family member, whoever. What I found works so very well is to first make eye contact and allow a few seconds, maybe even just 3 seconds, just 3, 2, 1, of eye contact with a smile, and then greet them somehow, however is appropriate for what you're dealing with. But when you come across this way, and also to listen, this was something that I made the big, and sometimes I still do, is I will interrupt people, like finish their sentence or try to convince them, yeah, I know what you're talking about, or up them one, like, oh yeah, this happened to me, and blah, blah, and it's like 10 times better. So I have to catch myself. But anyway, putting out a good vibe is listening to people, even repeating back to them, especially if they're expressing emotion or an issue they have with you or something. Repeat back to them, so you let them know that you're trying to understand what they're trying to get across to you, what they mean, what their heart is trying to say, so that you can respond in a kind and loving way and accept the blame or accept the fault if necessary. Sometimes even if you're not at fault, I mean, what harm does it do? You can always just apologize that it happened and that you didn't realize. If you did realize, say, I was having a bad day, I'm just so sorry. So something like that can up your vibe, up the attraction that people have for you. And you'll be surprised that people that you meet like this, you can meet them once and 10 years later, you have completely don't even remember this person. And they may not remember your name. They may not even have known your name, but they always will remember when they see you, they will remember how you made them feel. And isn't that a wonderful thing to give a person? That's a wonderful thing to give anybody, grandchildren, mother, father, grandparents, strangers, whoever. It's a wonderful thing to know that maybe just what you said prevented them from spiraling down into a situation that, we don't know what's going on in people's lives. And even if we're not having the best day, does it hurt just to put on a persona or a good vibe to other people? It echoes back at you. It comes back at you. I don't know how many times I've tried this with people, and even try to think of, okay, I'm going to be talking to this particular person, and what might I have in common, or what might I be able to compliment them on? Even if I don't particularly like the person, what can I do to break the ice, to make them feel like I see them, I acknowledge them, I understand them, trying to understand them. And you'd be surprised how people's eyes, especially if they're really, really depressed, and you maybe don't know, but you can kind of see in their eyes that they're having a very bad hour, day, week, year, lifetime, whatever. You can see their eyes light up, and they think, somebody in this whole wide world maybe cares about me. Maybe cares if I'm happy. Maybe cares if I'm having a good day. Maybe cares to make me smile. Even if it's a funny joke or making, jokes of yourself or jokes of whatever, as long as it's not, of course, a bad thing. We're not talking about bad things here. We're talking about good things. So anyway, try these things. Try raising your vibe. Like I said, it's like looking in the mirror. It just comes back at you, and that vibe will stay with you, even if you're just, trying to put it up a little bit just to encourage somebody else. It makes your day so much better. Sometimes just for a little while, sometimes the entire day. And as we find, this working in our lives, we find that good things happen to us, and people start out of the blue responding to us that way because we attract it into ourselves. We become that kind of a person, and other people can just kind of, have you ever just, when somebody entered the room, you just thought that person is really, maybe they're not good looking, like you think good looking, but you think that person is so attractive. They're just, I want to meet that person. What has that person got that I don't have? I mean, why are they so happy and I'm not? Or the opposite, that the opposite is true. You can walk into a room with a group of people, even one person, and just something comes over you that says, you need to leave. I need to leave right here, right now. Or this is not good. I don't feel this. That's all vibration. And if you study quantum physics and the law of vibration, the law of attraction, all of those things, you see that it's so very true. There's actually an aurora that goes around you, a person, that can be measured. And some doctors can even read, there's machines that can read those energies. So it's not just a woo type of thing. It's not some voodoo or whatever. It's a real thing. And the thing of it is we can control. We can control to some extent ourselves, and sometimes to a very great extent. You can control yourself, but also you can help other people, expose them to that, and maybe they can get the idea, and it might make a big difference in someone's life. So, have a wonderful life, and try to help everyone else have a wonderful life as well.